Heck yeah, let's do this. All right, welcome back everyone to Take the Crown Qualifier number 3, of course a Doom 2 duel tournament. We fixed up the first half of the bracket, so we're going to be determining the second half through Qualifier 3 and Qualifier 4. So again, the Take the Crown duel tournament, it's a venture into the multiplayer scene, and this is an effort between myself and the multiplayer Doom Federation. But there's going to be some great matches. Just been checking out the bracket and cannot wait. But of course, for everybody in chat, like within the title today, is we put a few Nightbot settings if you're kind of curious about the brackets or just like the overall tournament details. So if you type in exclamation mark brackets, you're interested in what's going on, you can check that out there. But moving on into the tournament dates is we don't have qualifier 1 through 3 on there anymore. There's just qualifier 4, which will be taking place next week on March 7th at the very same time. And then all the qualifiers for that will be put into a final bracket of 16 on March 14th, 1 week before Doom Eternal, and there will be a $1,500 prize pool for the participants, depending how far you get. Also, we'll do a very quick glean over the rules. Again, the rounds are decided by 50 kills or the lead at the end of 20 minutes. But if both players are tied, let's say it's 30-30, the winner will be whoever gets the golden frag or whoever gets the next kill within overtime. Top 4 players qualify to the final bracket. Winners bracket matches are best of 3, and the losers bracket matches are best of 1. All right, so let's see what the heck happened last week. I mean, a week is a long time in, internet time frames, but we had Disparl taking first place, kind of coming out of the lower bracket and shutting out Ghost Killer there in the finals. But Ghost Killer doesn't go home empty-handed, takes second place, qualifies for the bracket. We've got actually 2 team members from EG, Ghost Killer and J Warrior, and in fourth, an interesting Prode, who really did play excellent last week. But yeah, we're going to go on into our first matches here, hopefully soon, but we're going to introduce you to the casters for the day. It's not just going to be potentially me, but also Dewsum and Human Bones. Welcome. How you two doing today?
Hello, everyone. I'm excited because this was supposed to be technically the quiet week, but it seems to be filled with some really heavy challenge. So I'm looking forward to that.
It just came out of nowhere. We were looking at a bracket of 11 people yesterday night, and then coming into today, it's like 18 or 19 now.
Indeed, we actually had to make the 16-player bracket wider, so there's a lot of buy rounds in buy matches in round 1, but we'll get there.
Yeah, we'll get that. We got Bones right now, who's running through the brackets, and we're trying to get the first game set up. We're looking towards Legion and the Best Killer, but that might not necessarily be the case. But if we do see Legion and Best Killer, who do you think is going to come out of that one, Do?
That's actually that's tough to say because Legion is the seeded player here because he was playing relatively well in the first 2 weeks. He just always got some really powerful opposition. Sooner or later he got eliminated by the winners in the winner bracket. Like he faced Devastation in round 1. He faced OJ in round 2, I think. He had like some really hard matchups. So yeah, he was playing well. He just had some really strong opposition. But the Best Killer, uh, he's sort of an underdog, sort of like the black horse. He might surprise him. So I'm not taking any chances and saying who's going to win this one.
Otherwise, you're gonna have some of the players chasing you after the tournament. Hey, why you against me so much, too?
Exactly. I don't think they're in a server yet. Oh yeah, they are. They are going to play in New York, Denzoa's server. At least that's where Legion is. He's
Yeah, we got 2 different servers being whispered over to me. The server on Ownage, and also this one's just authenticating level.
oh yeah, yeah. Okay, so uh, I see the best killer under alias Vinny. He's in Onage, and he just jumped out. And now they're both in Denzoa's server, so that's probably where they're going to play.
All right, let's go to the Den's Den.
There's just 4-player limit. That's going to suck if Bones tries to join. Wait, I'm just going to tell them that they should probably play on the Onage one.
That's the thing, chat, when you're looking through all the games, is we've checked out the bracket. We're like, okay, Jahar, you got this game. And then over here on my stream, it's like, we're going to do this one. And then you start whispering players, and they're not exactly set up how you want. But, you know, just a little technical difficulties. We'll get into the first game soon.
Right, so we'll move to New York Onage. Because it has a friendlier spectator limit. So when Bones gets to us, he will be able to actually join the server.
Fantastic. Then we can have all the casters in game. Qualifier 3, A or B?
B. Looks like they're going to B. Because A is already taken, I think. Oh no, they're... Legion is in A, and the best killer is in B, of course.
Oh my god. We're gonna have to do a coin flip before the game itself. Are they gonna play A or B?
There we go. Okay, both players are now in B. And we go into the entire process of coin flip and etc. Here we go. Bones is with us, though still muted.
Well, aren't those names fantastic? Okay, so Vinny is the best killer, and Wiggs is Legion?
Yes.
I'm so sorry. I have been talking this whole time, and I did not realize that I was muted.
Nice.
That's awesome.
That happened to me in Qualifier 1, but only for like a minute. I
Thank
introduced
you for
myself.
telling me that.
I thought you were gone. You weren't in the server, so I was like, he's gonna join later.
I was talking and I was trying to get people to join servers. Anyway, I'm here. And it was so strange because when I was saying something, no one else was talking, so I was just assuming that you were picking it up. Anyway, this should be a pretty interesting matchup. Like you were saying, the best killer is pretty underrated, but we saw Legion have some really strong games in qualifier number 2. So that's why he got a little bit of a higher seed this time around.
Yeah, but then he got a strong opponent anyway.
It's true.
So...
He did.
But he was the seeded guy in the pair. So it's just he just can't catch a break, I guess. Okay, so they're going to play King. They already banned Dweller, Phyyric, Eyedea, and Saskatoon. So they're starting with King, which is a BFG heavy map, especially when Legion is involved. This is like his beloved map, so it's interesting to see that actually it was the best killer who picked it. We'll see if that plays into Legion's cards, actually. Not so much of BFG action yet. They're starting quiet and careful. There we go.
Yeah, you knew it was only a matter of time before Legion dug out the BFG.
Of course.
Legion tries to get away there with the BFG, but TBK
Yeah, but
grabs him down.
It was within the kill range of a simple shotgun shot, so... The best killer keeps Legion on a tight leash regarding the BFG rush.
Yeah, and just from the early stages, it looks like Legion is still trying to warm up a little bit, and maybe the best killer has been playing, and his aim's a little bit more precise right now, which explains the 3-frag lead. But
yeah,
you might see Legion warm up as the game goes on.
Kind of hard sometimes to tell for the audience, but like usually King 1 is one of the fastest maps in the entire series that we have in the 7, but I'd say like 11, 8, like even a couple minutes in is like slower than some of the paces we've seen throughout this tournament on King 1.
There's not a lot of, you know, fast-paced spawn fragging yet. There we go. There's some heavy-duty spawn fragging, just as I said. It isn't happening. I cursed the best killer with it.
The best killer is getting some really good shots right off the bat. Like his first shot, Legion spawns up there by the SSG. The best killer comes through the window and shoots and takes 70 damage right away. So there's definitely no wiggle room here for Legion.
And the best killer, he called the elevator down, which is a strategy to limit the upper player, the player on the ledge, from actually reaching the BFG. You have to sort of step on the elevator to bring it up, and only then you can jump, which of course makes you vulnerable.
That was well played by Legion there. TBK, because saying the best killer is exhausting. TBK managed to hide with the BFG right by the plasma, and he was gonna wait, but Legion knew, so he kind of slowly approached him and managed to take him out. 20 frags in for both players. It's still pretty even game here.
Yeah, this is pretty much inconclusive, and there hasn't been a movement in like a huge difference in frags at any point. There we go. Now that lowered lift paid off for TBK. Ouch.
Oh,
ouch,
yeah.
that was bad.
Legion had an unfortunate little suicide there.
He's been watching too much of my speedruns.
Well, and I think you have to go back to what Dime said earlier. I mean, typically this map is super fast, and you're seeing, I don't know if it's because it's the first matchup of the day, but you're seeing these players play very defensively and far off from each other, and the majority of the frags are coming actually in spawn kills. So, you know, we are a little over 5 minutes in, and we're not even halfway through the map yet. So, interesting game here on this map. We're used to seeing it be a little bit quicker.
And I'm not totally surprised by this, because, like, really being knocked into the loser's bracket is very difficult when you get knocked down to a best of 1 to 50 frags. It's
a lottery.
Yeah, a lot of work to get back up and to get into the finals if you can.
You see, TBK is really frustrating Legion with elevator work. Like, he's denying BFG from Legion a lot.
Yeah, especially when Legion tries to get on the elevator, the spawns at the BFG. TBK is right there, just not missing a single shot.
Yeah, and mind you, Legion would love nothing more than if this was a fast-paced, BFG-heavy game in the center. So this is much more strategic than I would expect.
And Legion's trying everything he can to use that BFG. This time, he spawned on the BFG and decided not to jump down. And he didn't get killed right away, but he wasn't able to get a shot off.
But
to get any
TBK is currently pretty comfortable with that ground position, and he lets Legion go on the ledge because Legion doesn't have the BFG while on the ledge, and that's a weaker position actually. A case where higher grounds is not an advantage.
And we're starting to see a little bit of a separation here. TBK with a 7 frag lead. Just seems like he has total control over.
That was a nicely timed shot. Oh, but
well,
a counter frag.
1 for 1 there.
Nice.
And that was nice by Legion.
Some really important spawn fragging. Like, if he didn't get that shot, he would be in trouble. There we go.
Legion cuts the lead in half.
And he's going for the BFG spam.
Yep. Well, you know, I'd be hard-pressed to call it spam only because it seems like he's trying to at least place his shots, but
he's placing
it
them.
Looks like
but
spam
not...
because he's not hitting any of them.
Oh, he got him. He actually managed to scorch him, but not the second time. Tried to get the rocket fist.
Yeah, he was close there. Lead back up to 7 for TBK, 8 now.
Which, yeah, costly spawns.
Yeah, Legion's got to change up his strategy if he wants to make sure that he keeps TBK from getting to 50 here.
TBK is really frustrating him because he's running away a lot. And
yeah, and I don't think that's
impressive.
Legion's play style, you know, that was impressive. I think Legion is more of that in-your-face, aggressive type player, and he's not well suited to playing against somebody that takes pot shots and runs away. So,
yeah, and also does a lot of route denial. Like, those rockets are really good. Oh, now it paid off for Legion. That the lift was actually lowered. Really, and the best killer actually suicided as well with the teleporter. So we have 1 and 1 on each side, and a double frag.
And Legion actually didn't know where TBK was that time, so that really hurt him. He's got to get some of these spawn frags. getting down to the wire here for Legion.
Yeah, and
Oh, that was a good
I
frag right
think
there.
yeah, but I think the hole is too deep. There we go. Ah, got the rocket punch. GG.
There you go. TBK takes that one, 50-40.
It came down to more efficient spawn fragging, I would say. TBK was able to run away from, you know, unfortunate spawns and then drag it out. So Legion had to work for his kills harder than TBK.
I mean, if Legion does struggle against some of those strategies in just the sort of passive play or denial of area and slowdown, it's really all credit to the best killer for playing
Smart
against
play.
the opponent.
Frustrating a rushy player with really heavy defense is how you win. But now we're in a map where that might be even harder. The defensive strategy is not as efficient, but Legion will have to amp up his SSG game, basically.
It's like a throwback to week 1 where we're seeing Mu2D all the time. Week 1 Mu2D, week 2 Dweller. Interested to see if there'll be a change-up on the map choices this week.
Well, Mu2D was the map, I think, where Legion really shined last week. It seemed like we covered a lot of his matches in the losers bracket. It seemed like it always came back to Mu2D. So this map is probably where Legion is most comfortable. So if he's gonna extend this was probably the best map for him to have as the second map.
Ooh, he managed to actually weave through the rockets. But a really unfortunate BFG spot.
You believe that's why he chose Mu2D? Just a small little map where the opponent just can't run like that.
Yeah, but actually, TBK is currently showing some really impressive shots as well.
Legion going on the offensive and catching the best killer from behind, but then best killer just gets it right back.
Ooh, Best Killer really uses those rockets really well. Just denial of space.
So there's like a couple questions that I've seen over the weeks, and like always about the power of the SSG and just how strong it is. Like, when do you think are really good situations to kind of use the rockets and the BFG, just because it's so punishing if you miss shots?
Well, SSG is the workhorse because it's a hit scan. It's a one-shot kill hit scan. So you point and you kill, but it's not actually the most devastating weapon. So if you actually miss with it, you're locked in that reload for a long time. Whereas all the other weapons are nicely, neatly chained up. Rocket spam, BFG spam just erases you. Ooh, nice. That was a nice scorch. He found him behind the corner. Legion worked himself out of the hole. Can he actually erase the last two frags? Again, Legion has to put up a lot of work into his frags, but oh yeah, nice. he squeezed out of that corner nicely. Just as TBK went on to offensive, Legion ran out for the BFG.
Legion just can't seem to shake TBK's ability to get those spawn frags. He can't seem to shake just the play style that TBK has.
And Legion can't get like those chained nice 3 frags from spawns.
Yeah, I mean, there you go right there. Look at that. Spawn frags from TBK. And I think part of Legion's issue that he's having is he's not entirely aware of where TBK is. So he was caught behind there, and then he spawned right in front of him. So it's Legion's got to be a little bit more
mindful of his opponent's position.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, Dime, there's a mention in the chat that the score, yeah, you already fixed it. Good.
No, I saw that. They were correct. It's that the name switched when they went back to the intro screen.
I mean, Legion's still doing a good job of keeping it close, and he's trying to work the BFG into the game, but TBK is making it very, very difficult to make the BFG be a factor. I mean, he's just kind of he's being very aggressive this game.
If he manages to get a string of frags, he can completely turn this around. But it doesn't seem to be going his way with the spawn luck. There we go.
As we say it.
I cursed TBK once again. a couple of costly misses by TBK actually.
And there you have it. Legion takes the lead. Well, now it's tied, but I mean, he's got some momentum on his side here.
Now we're just exchanging blows. Like the game devolved into just throwing shells at each other. It's just relentless rushing into the middle. All of the smart and patient play was thrown out of the window. Now that Legion actually went for the BFG, they might restart a bit. Oh, this is going to be an exciting end.
Just hitting up here in the last 10 frags and Legion taking the lead.
It seems to me that TBK actually lost a bit of SSG edge in the last 10 frags or so.
Yeah, I mean, it's
what the hell was that?
That was a great shot.
Legion was just caught out completely.
It seems like Legion has finally warmed up a little bit, and his shots are landing a little bit more.
Oh,
in the last round, that was smart.
Post-mortem kill.
And Legion is really trying to turn this into a brain game here because he knows if he loses this match, he gets dropped to the loser's bracket. Yeah. So he actually takes a 2-frag lead here. With only 4 frags to go.
A couple.
That was a costly
misses. Yeah. That's where the ping disadvantage hit him really strong, and yeah. A bit of a counter argument to those saying that high ping is an advantage, actually.
It depends on the situation. I mean,
yeah.
If you're pinging so high that your opponent can kill you.
Looks like, well, Legion, can he get that?
Can he finish it?
Just whittle down TBK.
1 frag difference. All he needs is 1 frag. There we go. Legion splits it 1-1. Great comeback.
Very close game.
Recovery from Legion.
Yeah, he had to work hard to get this win.
Yeah, he did. And I think that's part of why Legion was seated the way that he was this week, because we saw a lot of this from him in the losers bracket last week, where
The
he
comebacks.
made some great comebacks. Yep.
But you know he was sweating on that one with a 50-48. He was just that close to be taken out, but I'm feeling like that one frag in the last 10, where Legion had died, but he kept himself to hit that BFG shot because it was very close that the best killer was around the corner and didn't take the kill. So great for Legion to, I don't know, have the mindset to stay in there and not just respawn.
So, if I'm correct, the last map remaining is Phyyric. So we'll see another map with a strong plus back option. So we may see TBK at his best Heidi game again.
Because we've watched this map and like lots of SSG action, but a larger map than
We're
Mutu.
actually in Uptight. Okay, I forgot they actually banned Phyyric. I didn't even see that in the chat. So. Never mind. We will actually see some mindless SSG action.
That's all anybody wants in Doom.
Basically, a repetition of Moo with more Heidi places.
Okay, wait, we're actually seeing the BFG taken out. New school strategies.
Well, and the BFG is a little bit more difficult to get here. I mean,
Yeah,
you know, you have to be able to hit the shot to lower the lift, but then you got to make it through the lift. So it's not like you can really hide anywhere once you pick up the BFG.
And it seems like Legion will try to work it into his strategy once again. And once again, it looks like a TBK will be on the elevator duty, trying to lower it to deny Legion.
You know, I think actually Legion has managed to warm up from map 1, and his SSG is a little bit more on point. So at this stage, I feel like trying to get the BFG is actually going to hurt him more than help him. So I think he should try to focus a little bit more on just pure SSG.
Because he had that first lead, and now TBK started denying him more effectively. Like he started countering the BFG grab. Ooh, that was sneaky.
Once again, you know, Legion just finds himself in situations where he does not know where TBK is. TBK taking advantage of it.
Finally, some of that SG and CG action that makes this map a bit of a different pace than anything else in the tournament.
Yeah, it's got some really unique spawns. I mean, there's the spawns that are up top in the cubby. There's just spawns everywhere. And
there goes the
Legion
telefrag.
And there you go, Legion.
We're tied. Meanwhile, Devastation is devastating Rude on Eyedea.
Well, you know, I'm sure when you enter into a map you don't know against somebody like Dev, it can be a rude awakening. Legion making it as close as all tied up, but he's not able to take the lead here. So TBK still holds the advantage right now. And you can see just how aggressive Legion is trying to be.
Yeah,
He does not want to. He does not want to play that, you know, defensive. Let me shoot you and go hide game.
Yep, learned his lesson in the past 2 games. Even if it has to be SG versus SSG. It's better than going into the Metal Gear Doom. Because that's when TBK really shines.
We had a question on that when choosing this map. I think looking at the exit area, if there would be like a lot of stealth play, but it didn't so much turn out. Oh, nice telefrag
Another
there by
telefrag.
Legion.
Yeah, there were some concerns about the exit area, like maybe people would camp there or something, but it's far from effective.
I mean, it does have health, but other than that, there's no
That's-
advantage to being in there. You kind of lock yourself in.
One-time pickup, and it's a fast door, so you can't even like troll your opponent with a slowly opening and closing door. So if you're trying to hide in that exit, your opponent will just smoke you out with rockets. And it's frag for frag yet again. It's really like raw and there's no strategy to this. It's just come at me, bro. Meet me at the middle.
Yeah, but you know what? I mean, these shots that TBK is
Yeah,
he's
that was a
making are
nice
incredible.
string. That was a nice string. And now
For
that
somebody
really
with his
smart,
ping, you know,
and there was a really smart plus back with the chain gun because now he could finish it off with just SG. And he's sniping that SG really well, right? Damn.
yeah, the SG notoriously difficult to get high damage shots on your opponent, and TBK making it look like it's just a regular old super shotgun.
Now, Legion with the smart plus back with that SG.
Might be time for him to change up his strategy.
Yep, has to dig himself from another hole. But let's not discount the comeback kid. Costly miss from TBK there. But Legion was completely out of position with that play, so he couldn't capitalize with spawn frags.
Yeah, and with only 4 frags left, Legion finds himself down by his biggest
huge
deficit.
now.
Yeah.
And
Just
TBK is
incredible spawn fragging here, going up by 10. This looks like, yeah,
And it's the end for
GG.
Legion in the winner's bracket.
2 games to 1.
That was a huge comeback by TBK actually. Like he just drove the stake through Legion's heart with that SG run. Just took off and it was over. And very late in the game.
It really was a fantastic series of matches, just seeing the difference in play between the kind of the passive style off TBK in round 1, not able to use that in Mu2D, and just very tight at a 50-48. And then like it was quite close up to about 35-35, where TBK just went on a complete roll and smashed through Legion in the last 10 frags.
Yeah, Legion will have to pull off another redemption tour through the loser bracket. But he can pull it off maybe. If he doesn't meet some other monster.
And in this Take the Crown tournament, you can't always be relying on that because we've seen like just multitudes of monsters that are through that on each side of the bracket. You're not gonna be able to stay away from them all.
Right, just checking on JR's stream. Devastation is opening a massive lead on Root, even on the second map, which is King. And Devastation was nervous about the possibility of the Root matchup. Like he was afraid of Root. Like the guy is very unpredictable. But it seems like he's locking down both rounds easily. So Root will actually be a huge wildcard in the loser bracket if this goes as I think it will go. I'm calling it in the mid game, so that's not technically completely kosher. But yeah, Root will probably be a wild card in the loser bracket.
Have to check in here if we got any matches going to be starting up soon.
Yep, it looks like something that should be a premier matchup. Ralphus versus Daston.
Oh, but I assume Daston is slaying Ralph.
Well, we haven't seen
Oh.
anything yet, as we haven't started.
I
So
would say that Daston will kick Ralph's ass. Ralph hasn't been comfortable with Zandronum at all.
So just one sec here for the stream chat, because we do not only have one stream that's going on for the Take the Crown tournament, but awkward transition there. But we also have Tastyspleentv. If you want to see some other matches, well, we're kind of holding on and we're waiting for another match. Jahar, excellent streamer there, does loads of Quake games, but is helping us out actually for the Take the Crown tournament. So yeah, so if you want to put up a multi-stream or check out both at once, then go make sure to put up Tastyspleentv stream as well.
We might get Zanero and Zaken, which is another pretty strong matchup right off the bat. Zanero was a last-minute sign-up, so he had to be fit in somewhere into the bracket, and he goes against number 3 seed, Zaken, but that's actually a fight where we might see an upset against the high seed. Again, because Legion was a seed as well. I think they're going to play in New York Onage, Qualifier 3B.
So which game are you talking about streaming? My apologies.
I would suggest watching Zaken and Zanero, because that's currently being set up.
Zaken and Zanero is complete. You mean Zaken and Cypher?
Oh, that's done?
Yep. Zaken took Zanero in 2 rounds there.
Okay, there goes my rant. I'm out of my element. Zack and Cypher should actually be a pretty fine matchup as well. Ralph is destined and Zack and Cypher. All right. We have some rich selection here.
I'm currently in the match with Ralphus and Daston. We've got both in game, so... Oh, I put Dak in. Whoops.
All right.
check out this one, and we'll see if your Nostradamus skills are correct, too, if Ralphus is indeed going to get his ass kicked. But Ralphus is a long-time player, and I don't think he'll give up at all without a fight. There's no way.
Oh, he's definitely the most experienced player in the tournament, with the exception of Devastation. So a real heavyweight old schooler, just not comfortable with his Zandronum game as of late. He's fully attuned with his Odomex baby. So Dastan, who is actually the Zandronum kid, should have the advantage because Dastan is a SSG beast. So we'll see if Ralph can sort of outsmart him, maybe.
I'll see here what Denzo is up to, and
Picking Mu2D against Ralphus, that's probably the worst map you could have picked. That's where he's got a ton of experience.
But it shows a lot of confidence on Dastan's side. They banned all of the new maps. Well, and Dweller. So I guess if it comes to a tiebreaker, it will be Eyedea.
Oh man, Dastan right off the bat gets 2 spawn frags, but Ralph recovers.
And he keeps on rolling.
And as we saw last week, Dastan has this incredibly aggressive style where you will not be given time. And it seems to not even matter which map. Just pure... Just be prepared to have Dastan in your face.
He's definitely just the berserk sort of player who will try to outshoot you in the center of the map. And currently he's doing just that. So Ralph will have to smart up, which he's currently doing with some neatly placed BFG shots. But he didn't know where Dastan was and was waiting in a completely wrong spot. Dastan waiting for Ralphus to come to him. That's a nice change of pace for Dastan, actually.
Yeah, and Ralph actually was trying to play, once again, you know, we've seen Ralph make these grunts that are, you know, trying to confuse the opponent. And he actually got Dastan to bite into what he was doing, but he couldn't make the shot.
Oh, some costly mid. Everyone's whipping whiff central on the middle.
Well, Ralph wasn't going to whiff that time.
Yeah. Both guys replaced their SSGs for better ones, and Dastan is on the roll again.
What do you think about keeping Mu2D like in the pool because you have 2 bans each from each player against a player like Dastan?
I would definitely ban Mu2D against Dastan. I would just go for it. I would just make him tired. I would drag it to entire 20 minutes. Just catch me if you can. Just bye.
Catch me if you can on Dweller.
Yep.
Oh, Ralphus is showing to be no slouch, keeping it tight.
Yep, he's sort of growing more comfortable. Like, he told me that he didn't practice at all. So he's not taking it completely seriously. He's not like doing the devastation style boot camps. But you can see him like growing more accustomed by the frag. But every missed shot costs him dearly, because Daston, he's got that SSG game.
That's got to be rough for a Zandronum pro to come in, and then you've got like many other players who are like their main port is something else. You're not like maybe 100% sure what to expect from these players.
Sure, yeah, but it's like Daston definitely played his share of games with Ralphus and Max, so they know each other. Daston has been playing CTF, like WDL, Ralph's League for years. So it's just a matter of not knowing what to expect from Ralph, on Zandronum in particular. But he's coping. Daston is coping.
There's a beautiful triple kill by Ralphus, but that's being neutralized here by Daston getting 4 in a row.
More SSG jousting in the center. It seems like in Mu2D so far, at some point the players just lose patience and just go at it in the center. Like, yeah, gloves are off, let's just go.
Turning into a trivialized shoot.
Oh yeah. Like there's some inconvenient walls in the way of our shots, but whatever. Ooh, Ralph is on a run. The 2 imperfect shots put Daston back into the control seat. Ralph is already playing. Ah, there we go.
We're just waiting there for
the suicides.
Yeah, for Daston to get the real SSG shot to take out all the HP. But even though Ralphus did lose in game 1, like it really did show at 50-38 that I think he's got the potential to take him out for sure.
And King, we will see what happens there, because a much more BFG heavy map might benefit Ralphus, but we'll see. Aston is actually also able to play, BFG well, because I've seen him do well in FFA tournaments, so he knows what a BFG is.
Okay, coming back to King 1 for the second time. Round 1, fight! That's for you, Bite.
So... Yep. Strong SSG by Daston right off the bat. And it's Ralphus who's trying to do like the smarter plays, but there's just the impenetrable wall of shells from Daston.
Are you talking about the wrong person? Because Ralphus is up 6-2.
Oh wait, yeah. It actually switched my view, who I was following. Ah, okay. Never mind.
Yeah, and I have it on pretty not Ralph's favorite map. So I think he's probably pretty determined to make something out of it.
And this is actually Ralph's pick.
Interesting.
And I know
I could see him
doesn't
doing that
actually.
because he knows the map.
Yeah, but he wouldn't, like in an Odemax Duel League where he's comfortable and playing against people like Devastation, you know, the old school stuff. He simply would not pick King ever. Ooh, there
That was
goes the
great.
rocket
He
kill.
actually,
Yep.
Ralph
He
knew
was
what was
patient. He was
Yeah.
patient with the rockets.
Oh,
Oh, but
how that
was a
PhD shot
strong
didn't kill him, I'm sure.
That was a strong SSG kill shot. And yeah, I really thought that Ralphis would just ham it up with BFG. And so far, he does.
Well, now he's going to try his best to protect against the BFG because he's having a lot of success with it. And it's easy for your opponent to say, well, he's doing a really good job with this, so why don't I try?
But damn, he's really making the BFG fly right now, and he's actually getting the kills that Legion earlier couldn't. Like, even when Legion had the BFG, the kills just weren't coming. TBK was really strong at hiding, while Ralph really put on a show with kill shots. Always found the right angle.
But Ralph is working up with a big lead here. Go ahead, Bones.
No, I think what you see when you watch Ralphus play is stuff that you don't see from some of the newer players. I think he uses, like I said, he uses sounds.
Oh my god!
to
Look at
confuse the
that
opponent.
long distance shot with the SSG.
Yeah.
That was. Yeah, continue.
No, you just see some classic game styles, play styles, some classic things that you're not going to see from someone like Dastin. So you can tell that Ralph's experience, he's trying to draw from it here, but he's just having a hard time.
Yeah, it's Valfis is definitely using the map experience against Dastin. It's a lot of the advanced strategies you see in old school leagues. It's just that he doesn't.
Oh, what a well-placed rocket!
Yeah, but Ralph doesn't have that strength of SSG to completely erase Dastin off the map. Dastin with just dominant central control always finds his way back. Look at that. He's just camping the center and picking a frag after frag. And yeah, Ralph
The
is
BFG
definitely
play is really working well for Ralph.
Ralph is really dominating with whenever he gets the BFG. You can see
That's pretty funny right there. Dueling BFGs.
there we go. Mutual frag. Ralph is really have all the BFG angles. Finally, we see Dastin actually wait a second before spawning because he just wanted the BFG spam to be over. And it's just, this is exactly what Legion wanted to happen in his King match, and it never materialized.
And Ralph is really smart right there to go through the teleporter. Because he knew. Typically, I mean, that's what you do, right, with the BFG, is you follow your opponent until you can nab him. But Ralph kind of played the smart move there and went through the teleporter.
He's actually using Plasma Smart. That's nice. Oh, there we go. Yeah. Plasma kill. Just denying Dastin because Ralph knows that Dastin is just aggressively pushing, just chasing him. Because right now, Dastin is like, his mindset is, if I just let Ralphus go for 1 second. He will go for the BFG, so I need to chase him. So when Ralph suddenly stops and starts spamming defensively, it's a really unwanted change of pace for Dastan.
Yeah, and I think you can tell right now the experience is actually coming into play for Ralph. He knows what people are going to do when they spawn in a certain spot. He knows how to confuse his opponent as well by opening up certain doors, lowering that BFG lift. He's got Dastan playing right into his hands.
He didn't have strong weapons, but he used a lowered lift as an easy escape route from dominating Dastan. Like Dastan was in the center, looking for the easy kill. Ralph is just blew past him. But nice telefrag by Dastan. That was really smart.
Yeah, he's starting to catch on now. Starting to catch on a little bit.
But yeah, you could see that Dastan actually didn't hear the teleporter, but he ran to the teleport destination anyway. And Ralph is just comfortably hiding. Ouch. That was weird. I don't know if that paid off. Definitely didn't pay off. That was a really bad change of pace for Ralphus. But
again, here with the well-placed BFG shot, like you said, the Legion was not getting.
I'm starting to think that actually that suicide was a gamble from Ralphus to just, get to the BFG. Like, when you're already went through the cycle, you already fired all your BFG shots, you just might want to suicide and start over.
Yeah, sometimes it's about the location on the map being to your advantage as opposed to what weapons you have.
Why even try challenging Dastan with the SSG in the center when you can just erase
Well, and I
him?
think that's what he realized. Great anticipation there.
That was a nice drive-by shooting.
Oh man, some weird shot there. Gets it with plasma. Up by 6 with 6 frags to go.
Mutual whiffs probably helped Ralph sort of.
Maybe a little bit of nerves here from both players. And Dastan anticipated that. Dastan knew that's what Ralph's been doing. So, and Ralph continues to do it, but Dastan's catching on.
Like Dastan still doesn't have that upper position figured out. He needs to chill out more. He needs to lower the lift and just wait.
Some really great. Ralph couldn't finish it off, but he was dodging those BFG shots really, really well there. And so now Dastan is going to try to get the plasma.
He got some damage on Dastan with the rocket launcher, and then he finished chain gun. That was smart. As Dastan was just dashing in for the SSG kill shot, his health was just trickling down too fast.
Nice plasma work. Really the only person we've seen successfully use the plasma on this map.
Yeah, and it's just a completely just a denial.
Okay,
weapon.
interesting strategy from Ralph to kill himself instead of giving Dastan the frag.
Yeah, he just went for I will get a luckier spawn.
Well, I think he wanted to keep that advantage and to keep Dastan further away from 50. He really just needs a couple more shots here, and he's got this one.
Ouch, but he got caught out there.
Can he finish it off?
Dastan is panicking.
There you go.
There we go. The Plasma Master. That was unexpected to see so much plasma frags actually on King. I'm not saying they don't happen, but to this effect, that was actually impressive.
I mean, it's impressive because you saw Dastin take Mu2D pretty decisively, and for Ralph to come back, I mean, Ralph was able to get it up to 8 frags, an 8 frag lead at one point, and then, you know, just drawing from his experience, Dastin was able to make it closer, but Ralph took it right at the end. So now they're going to go to
Eyedea.
I believe Eyedea, which is probably a newer map for both players. So we're not going to have any of that experience to draw from. So it's going to be about, you know, that their ability to adapt to a new map.
But we have a lot of BFG action on that map, so we may see another weird take on the previous 2 maps we saw. Because I believe Dastin will dominate with those SG frags on Eyedea, but Ralphus may surprise us with some more PFG fun plays. Where we're at. Okay. JR is currently in intermission as well.
Yes.
So what happened so far? Devastation knocked out Root as expected. Unknown beat Gython, or was that forfeit? I'm not sure. So Unknown
That was
is
a forfeit.
up against Devastation. Okay, so Unknown is going to play his first match against Devastation again. That guy can't catch a break. Then we watched Deepest Killer beat Legion. Dante walked over Ultimate Doom 96, so he's going to play against Deepest Killer. Zaken is already in the semi-final after knocking out Cypher decisively. Zen and Cypher, so Zaken is going strong. In the loser bracket, there's actually going to be Killer 7 versus Zenaro. That might be an interesting matchup. Like, it's a long distance game, so it might go either way. I would say Zenaro's experience might be more than Killer's fragging abilities. And Legion is waiting for whoever drops out of this game. So whoever drops here goes against Legion.
We're seeing the opposite effect here in Eyedea. Instead of Ralphus having a large lead, we got Dastin starting out 11-5 and really controlling the upper platform.
Yeah, I would say that Ralphus actually doesn't know this map as nearly as much as Dastin does, and Dastin he played this in the previous qualifiers. You can see just like when it comes to SG is where I think Dastin is going to
if Ralph can start utilizing the BFG here, like he did on the last map, then I think he'll have a better chance. But
yeah, right now, actually, Ralph turned up the SSG game, and he's dominated in the center exactly the same way that Dastin was dominating the center on King. And Dastin is
currently getting here.
Yeah, because Dastin is getting nothing. Like, he's really struggling to damage Ralphus. And that's not what I would expect. He's still in the lead because of the early run. But he just let it go.
Ralph's still keeping it close. I think it's still, right now, it's still anyone's game. And you know,
Yep.
you really have not seen anyone in this game so far utilize those back tunnels, which is different from the games that we've streamed in the past. Those tunnels are heavily used. In,
When you
I
recall
don't know
like
if it's these-
Godzilla or Animal,
Yeah. And it's definitely the play style of these two players. And what we've seen so far is that wide open SSG heavy battle, and they're not really interested in slowing the game down.
So basically they're just comparing each other's aid. And I don't know if they're going to eventually slow, because someone will have to slow down. Like, you don't want to play the entire 50 frags this way, especially if you're the one drawing the shorter straw, which is currently Ralphus, because Daston just made some of those SG kills happen.
Yep, Daston's starting to pull away a little bit here. I think we got to see Ralph try that BFG. He's got to try to utilize it. Here we go. Maybe.
I guess, but maybe he's not confident about, you know, utilizing, because if you don't know angles with the BFG like he did on King, because he knew how to place every shot, and here maybe he doesn't have the timing, he doesn't have the angles, and then the BFG is just a dud. It's just wasted time.
He tried to get it twice, but he was taken down before he could
Yep.
make any use of
He
it.
doesn't have the timing.
Down
He
by
doesn't have the
11.
timing on grabbing it.
Yeah, and it was probably a
Oh my
little too
God.
late to try to utilize it. Now he's
Now Daston is just dominating. There we go. Now Daston is hiding in the tunnels. Daston, tunnels are only for hiding from
It could have been a different game if we had seen the BFG get used a little bit earlier.
Yeah, I think it's too late for Ralph. There we go. GG's. Well, it wasn't quite the ass kicking I expected.
No, and Ralph was able to, like I said, draw from his experience there on King 1, throw it into a third game, but it seems like Daston just had the jump on him there, and maybe Ralph's experience with the map led to him
With the
not
map
really being able to
and
play.
his uncomfortability with, like, when you just need to rely on that SSG comfort, like you really own the weapon and you just go to the middle and dish out the frags. That's when the Zandronum kits will get you.
Let's see everything that's happened in the meantime. We've got, so Zakin went on into there and is playing the winner of Ralphus and Daston. So Zakin will take on Daston next, and then Rude took out Less Than Propane in the loser's bracket.
And we'll actually, so Zakin will play Daston and Ralphus will play Legion. So do we want to switch to different players, or do we follow this strand that this arc that we began.
Well, I mean, we could see. I think Dastin and Zakin is going to be a great matchup.
So how about we give those two a 5 minutes? We'll get into that game, and we'll take a small break here on the stream.
Oh wow, if I'm seeing it correctly, Unknown is actually leading Devastation by 1 match.
Yes, and I was going to bring that up because Unknown and Dev are actually playing on a British server, and that makes their pings a little bit more on the even side of things. So it could be that Unknown has a bit more of the ping on his side, but
yeah, but currently Devastation is in a +6 lead on 7 on King. So it might go 3 maps, but it's still just the first half of the map. But that's definitely an interesting development, because Devastation erased and Unknown is probably, yeah, after getting really strong opponents for 2 weeks, he's probably mad as hell.
All right, we're gonna go on a 5-minute break here. Be right back. Well, I was going to take the 5-minute break, but we're going to have our next match coming up here in the losers bracket. It'll be Ralphus versus Legion, but I just want to send a quick reminder to everyone that we are not the only stream that is casting the Take the Crown tournament. If you want to see other matches in the meantime, make sure to bring up Tastyspleentv there. There is a Nightbot command where you can do !streamers if you want to find out how to quickly get to that. All right, let's get into the next match.
Can dish it out against people who don't have the smarts, but like really seasoned players will just punish him for the frontal attack strategy.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's what's going on right now.
Well, this is going to be Ralph's redemption tour through the losers bracket.
Well, it was supposed to be Legion's redemption.
I know.
It's just a clash of redemption tours. And someone will completely... It's the only map. This is the loser bracket, so it's best of one. You wouldn't know because you never were in loser bracket.
Yeah, okay, but
Yeah, so they basically eliminated all 6 maps, and they're playing the 7th.
oh, okay, so it's just one map. That's it.
Yes. That's
Oh,
loser bracket.
okay. All right, now I can follow. All right.
So that's why loser bracket is so cool. Oh, pardon my vocabulary. It's just uncompromising. You lose, you're out.
I see. Okay, yeah, now I get it. All right.
Yeah, it was a change up in the system just because to make sure that the tournament was running on time and it wasn't going from midnight for everybody. But it's nice to see Saskatoon like being played in the map pool. Last time we saw this on stream was in Qualifier 1, but Ralphus going up to a 14-6 lead against Legion, who's already a strong player.
I think actually Microload probably saw some Saskatoon action stream, but I'm not sure.
Well, no, we did. We saw a couple games on Saskatoon.
You know, I haven't seen. Actually, I have not seen any player except for Ralphus right now always just lower the lift and grab the green. I don't know anybody. I don't think anybody knows. You can do that.
So
It's
you're
such a
saying that.
crucial part of this map.
So you're saying that Ralph actually like he actually knows these new maps. He's
Yeah.
just been playing them.
He's right now he's constantly going for the green armor, which is actually really crucial because, for example, if Legion has the VMG and Ralphus has the green armor, he can actually go ahead and fight him because with the green armor you have more chances of surviving the VMG shot. I mean, it happens more often. Like sometimes you do get the RNG without armor, but green armor makes sure that you can take at least one shot most of the time, which is what
Like, there-
Ralphus is doing right now. And this is really
There was a chat question like how many do you have any idea?
I think there's about 10 to 15 green armors in there. I'm not sure. There have to be at least more than 10 because I've seen Ralphus go there about 5 to 6 times in a row now, and the match had already been going. So I do think,
Ralphus is at midpoint basically.
yeah. I mean, he's a really clever person as well when you're playing against him because that's really apparent in his CTF leagues as well. When he's playing, he thinks things through. So he notices the armor is there and he makes use of it.
And he was really unprepared in the last qualifier when he was eliminated pretty fast. But right now, it really looks like he's trying to sort of, make things right. And he might make a dent in the loser bracket. We'll see.
Yeah, I think he has a good chance of actually making it to the end of the losers bracket. Because he, like mechanically speaking, he's a very good player. He has good aim, he has good movement, and his brains are out there as well. So
Okay.
I do think he's definitely gonna win from Legion because he's already at a +15 lead. I do not know who's gonna be next in the losers bracket, but
There's
I do know
it's
that
it's Cypher versus Root in the other pairing. That's Cypher versus Root, and Cypher actually knocked Ralphis out in Qualifier 2 in the loser bracket.
Cypher is actually winning against Rude right now, 23-17.
against
I
Rude.
think
Against
I think
Rude.
Rude is in the same position that Ralphis was prior to.
Yeah.
Coming from Odomax, not being comfortable with the port, and just being unprepared for
Yeah.
the players that already have the tournament experience. Because Cypher has been playing since Qualifier 1, and he's been getting better.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right about that. I haven't seen Cypher play, but I mean, if he's beating Rude right now, okay, they are not used to the port. They're not really comfortable with it. But usually your experience and skill with Doom itself should sort of like pull you back up when that happens.
But actually, Cypher, he's surprisingly good at maps. It's just, we just don't know these Russian players from experience, but both Dante and Cypher have been making a dent in Qualifier 2. And it's going to be interesting. If it's going to be Ralphis versus Cypher, that will be an interesting rematch.
Yeah, I really want to see
And-
that right now because I haven't seen Cypher play at all. So I really want to see him in action, which is also going to be good for me when the actual tournament shows up if he does qualify. So I know what he plays like.
Well, I will say after we finish up this game with Ralph and Legion, we're going to jump over to Devastation versus Dante in the semifinals. That'll be happening on Brit Steel.
Oh, nice. So we'll see the other strong Russian, but he's going to be a bit of an underdog against the monster that should already have been qualified, but was surprisingly knocked out in Qualifier 1.
Yep.
Cypher is taking this one pretty big here, 40-22 against Rude right now.
And Ralphis is just running away with it as well.
So it looks like we're going to have a rematch between Cypher and Ralphis.
That's good. Rematches are always nice to watch.
Yeah,
You
like
can
last
always,
week.
during a rematch, you can always see the stress of the player. Like their movements become a little bit less good. Their aim is a little bit more jittery because they really want to win so bad that like they get a lot more stress. That's what I had during my first qualifier when I was playing against Animal, for example.
And
It's
that was
like
what we saw in Qualifier 2. Ghost Killer and OJ, that was just
Yeah.
pure revenge.
Indeed. So yeah, so Ralph is taking it right now. He's already plus 17 with 49 frags. He's probably gonna win
There
this
goes, there goes the win.
one. And there's the final shot. He takes it plus 18. I'm really curious how it's gonna end between him and Cypher right now because he's looking pretty good today, Ralphus. It's just too bad that he played against Daston, who's also a really good player as well.
And Daston was on fire with the aim.
Yeah, he was really on point with his aim, especially his shotgun. He missed almost
Yep.
no shots with that.
So we're jumping to the Devastation game? Or is that going to happen? No, that was supposed to be Brit Steel, right? Britain.
Yep. Is that in this server or?
No, I think we're right now we're in
sorry.
Europe.
It's still a different server. My bad.
Yep, we're going to Europe.
All right. Oh, Devastation on Europe. I've never seen him play with a high ping actually. I'm wondering how he'll do.
He beat Unknown in Britain, but it took him 3 maps, as far as I can tell.
I see.
Like, Unknown really dented him. So it's like
All right, well, sorry, I
Devastation.
missed the end of that match, but
Devastation has to work hard for his qualification. Actually, it's even yesterday, it looked like a walk in the park for him. There were like 11 players signed up, and Devastation was just, I'm just going to take it. But right now, he was really scared of Rude, but he smashed him. And then Unknown surprised him. Now it's going to be Dante. He was actually, he was saying like, yeah, Dante, I'm kind of scared of him. Because,
Honestly, I've played against Dante before. If I
think Dante actually eliminated him.
I think Devastation has a good shot here. The only problem is gonna be that server.
Let me check the first. We're by the way, we're off stream, so we can talk shit. But
no, you're supposed to look for the countdown, dude. What's going on? You're on stream right now.
Oh, my bad. But
well, Dev and Dante are about to join the Britsteel server and play their match, so we should go there.
All right. I'm really curious right now because Dev and Dante seems like a really hard matchup for either player. But I do think if Devastation plays it slow and nice, that he could take it home. But then again, if Dante can somehow mess up his synergy with the maps he's playing and mess up his his mindset, let's say, then Dante's probably gonna take this one. So it's gonna be like it's a match that can go either way.
Meanwhile, real quick, we'll just run through some of the games that are going on right now in the lose bracket. TBK and AWUP. TBK is up 47 to 35 now, so it looks like he'll probably take that one. Unknown and Zen are playing. Close game, 23-21 in Unknown's favor. And of course, Jahar is streaming Dastin vs. Zakin, which looks like it hasn't quite started yet. So let's try to find that Britsteel server so we can do Dev and Dante.
Yup.
Already there.
Oh, look at Dime being better than us.
Step ahead of us. Goddamn.
Mr. Professional.
It's almost like he's a professional or something.
Yeah. I'm just gonna type in "take the crown" and search. It's a lot easier. Yep. Found it.
There's already some Russian trash talk going on.
Ooh. Not against my boy Devastation. Come on.
Russian secret signals.
Now, a little side note here. Devastation wrote a Doom Bible like really way back in the day.
Like 2001 or something.
Yup. If anybody wants to know how a little Dino got good, I read his book. I found it online back in the day when I was about 10 to 11 years old, and I wanted to get better at Doom, and I read through all of it, and it really helps. If I'm being honest here, it really helps. So you got to give the man a little bit of credit, because Devastation is one of the only players to actually want to improve other players.
Do you call him uncle because he introduced you to...
Nah, I usually call him my Doom Daddy though. No, in all seriousness though, I always when I see Devastation, I always respect him, and I always say hi. I always ask how it's been, how life is, because he's a really great guy in person as well. I haven't seen him in real life yet, but as a person, he's a really great person.
Oh yeah, I've met him at Quakecon, and it was fun. He's super energetic. He's a personality full of energy. So he just bounces around constantly. Doesn't shut up ever.
I'm kind of like that as well. So I gotta tone it down a little bit sometimes.
It was actually there's this really ancient IRC called Nightmare on QuakeNet. That's some really ancient history, and it actually exists. And that thing has a bot that has an archive of quotes, and a lot of these 1990, really ancient quotes, and there's actually like people making fun of little Devastation, like Doom gods back then, like Anders Jonsson and some of these really ancient, and they're just mocking Kid Devastation, upstart who's losing badly to them and is being too smart for his age, like too uppity. And it's amazing time capsule.
Yeah.
Man, I want to
First
see that.
game's
They're
about
coming
to
in
start.
here. 3, 2, 1. Devastation versus Dante.
Let's go. So Devastation starting off with first blood. Nice.
And the ping is actually fairly even. Just 30 milliseconds difference in favor of Dante, who's Russian, and Devastation is, of course, Canadian. East Canada, as far as I can tell.
Yup.
I believe he's from Nova Scotia.
There you go. I have no idea what that means.
He
Some
certainly
frozen.
is. He is from Nova Scotia, and if you ever want to talk to him about food, he will go crazy about a little thing called a donair. So maybe we can talk with him about that later. Yeah. All tied up here at 7.
Yup. Devastation with the BFG right now, but we'll get taken down by Dante. Also had a BFG.
Dante with this fairly strong positional game. He's not. Dante is not limiting himself just an SSG game or whatever. He's using the full arsenal. So this is going to be really interesting.
Yup.
So a couple of really strong SSG jousts by Devastation.
To me, it
Aggressive
seemed like he
pushes.
really wanted to kill that door.
Yeah, he was really trying his best to pre-fire on Dante right there.
Ooh, that was really
Nice BFG.
quick BFG, yeah. Like he didn't, Dante didn't stay in his hidey hole. He instantly went out.
Yep. Well, we got Devastation with a little bit of an edge here because he just picked up the green armor. He won't
Yep.
make use of it. Takes 2 kills, misses the spawn frag.
That was a strong rocket. Another strong rocket. Wow.
Did you see
That-
that one?
Oh my god, that was so good. And a counter rocket from Dante.
It's starting to look a little bit like Quake here with all these rockets being thrown around.
But it's like, yeah, it's like 2 strong rockets from Devastation and 1 strong rocket from Dante. That basically describes this game. 2 strong plays from Devastation, 1 strong play from Dante. So that's why Devastation has an edge, but it's in no way because Dante would be outclassed. He's
Yeah.
doing really well against a monster such. And mind you, this is this is an old school map, right? This is where the old school tricks of people like Devastation are at their strongest. Dante might be more dangerous on the newer maps. Oh, there goes the punishing series.
It's a good spawn there.
Oh, Dante needs to slow this down because he's getting nothing right now.
Yeah, Devastation is really, really on point with the spawn frags right now. He's making use of every single rocket spawn Dante gets.
Yeah, but a couple of strong spawn frags by Dante to kind of get himself into single digits at least.
Devastation making really good use of the movement right there to get through the elevator in time before it goes back up.
But that was a nice killing spree by Dante.
Yeah, Dante
Took
just
it.
all of a sudden took the lead, cut it right in half.
Yep. And
now
it's-
Dante's
it's-
gonna hit it through spawn kills. Misses the one on Devastation and gets taken down with the BFG as well. Being forced back into the rocket. room on
close,
Devastation.
close. Was the rocket boost? No. And it's
Oh,
just
he
plus
hits
3.
almost-
Oh
this
my
is
god,
almost back
Dante
to a
is
tiebreaker.
dominating right now. Ooh, missed time shot by Devastation. And we're even.
Wow. Unbelievable.
He turned it around from a -10 to a tie right now. This can still go either way.
And it's time for Devastation to turn up the pawn fragging again. Ooh, look at... Wow, that was so pro. That little sidestep. And I can't even breathe. This is so close.
Oh,
And the
a
powerful
really
rocket.
nice rocket there. Was at a complete disadvantage and turned it around.
He put Denzoa down enough with...
Wow.
Oh, why am I saying Denzoa?
Yeah, I'm right here.
Oh, this
Too
is
many
going
people
to
with
go
the D.
down. Yeah. This is going to go down to the wire.
Man, this is one of those really intense matches where you're just thinking like, oh, Devastation's gonna take it home completely with that +10 lead, and all of a sudden Dante's like, no, I'm not having that.
And then
And
it
he
comes to
brings it
like
back.
that. And then it comes to spawn luck on the last frag. Like
Yeah.
But you look at these expert shots that Dev is taking. You know, he's got his movement down. He knows what Dante's going to do, and he's slowly taking damage away so that,
oh my god.
Yeah, I mean, he's got 10
SG
health.
shots.
yeah, he's got 10 health, but he knows as soon as he respawns, he's going to have a better shot at killing Dante.
Yeah. He just keeps chipping down on the enemy. Just little bits of damage, and it does help him on the spawn. Because when he spawns
Oh,
with a
that was
shotgun,
nicely. There was a checkmate.
yeah. When he spawns with a shotgun, he usually does take Dante down in just one shot. Coming down to 2 frag left, -2 for Dante.
Nice
Still has a
aggressive
chance
push.
of winning here. 1 frag.
There we
And
go. That was
Devastation takes it.
super tight. Very
That was
impressive.
really intense. That was very intense.
And now we go a little bit into the unknown because the other remaining maps are Phyyric and Saskatoon, which are not old by any means. So we're going to be kind of drawing some from new experience here.
Yup. And you do have to keep in mind with this one, Dante might have a slight edge, but Devastation has definitely been practicing these maps together with Animal. I have seen him in a server a few times. He will know his way around this map, and he will be giving it to Dante if he's not careful enough. But Dante being the newer player, more experience on newer maps, might be really dangerous for Devastation if he just loses focus for about 1 second. And as intense as it was on King, I'm really curious to see how it's going to go. Look at Devastation just running around, oomphing every single time.
Practicing. Gotta keep yourself warmed up, you know.
Devastation, I have to say, Devastation is one of the best players when it comes to movement in Doom. If you
Yep.
see him move around Duango 5 map 1, that's a sight to behold. He never bumps a single corner.
I would actually say, like, the map where secretly movement matters the most. Map 7. Like, you gotta have those super fast escape runs, you know, when you
Yeah,
and
definitely.
you got out, just get out as fast as you can. And yeah, him and Ocelot, a sight to behold.
Y'all, definitely. Those two guys. Like, they really know how to give you a good show on that map.
Alright, so are we ready?
I think we're ready to go. Dante was looking AFK for a second, but yeah, going into Phyyric map 10 actually instead of Saskatoon, which is a one of the biggest maps in that we have.
A slower, more tactical map. We might see more plus back.
Well, this time Dante's gonna draw first blood.
And
But Devastation's
evens
gonna
up.
respond with equal force.
And you can see Devastation will take this slow. He's not going
On
to
point with
venture.
spawn frags.
Oh,
Three in a row
that was
here.
brutal. That was brutal spawn luck for Dante.
Devastation being the smart guy, go for the red kid.
A
Doesn't
failed
wanna
hump.
die.
A failed wall hump from Dante. Dante tried to fool Devastation, but it didn't quite work.
Yep, and Devastation being the guy here that picked up the green armor, took his health back.
Oh, he's definitely
Really in a
going to
good
play
position
defense.
here. He's making use of all the pickups in the map, trying to make as much of a lead as possible with them. And he's definitely succeeding right now.
And yeah, you can see that he's making Dante come to him, because when he doesn't know where his opponent is, he's just not going to move. He's just going to play in his corner, wait around. But now it's Dante's time to answer. And he's taking some frags back because Devastation does not have the SSG and Dante is punishing him for it.
Yeah, that's a really good thing about this map. That is what I really love. It puts an emphasis on being good with the other weapons, aside from the SSG, because usually old school maps always had a straightforward path to an SSG. Here you spawn and you gotta fight your way towards it.
Mhm.
And that really punishes a lot of good players who rely mainly on the super shot. Oh, they didn't notice each other there.
Bumped into each other. And Dante makes the better of it.
Yup. He's trying to bring that lead back down and trying to make it back up for his own. Will be
Dante
succeeding, though, as we
brought-
have like
Dante
back to a
equalizes.
tie.
What
Devastation
looked
not
like
having it though.
what looked like a fairly simple affair in the first 10 frags is now wide open.
Yeah, this is actually the same thing as it was in King. Devastation starts out really good, gets like a +8, 10 lead, and all of a sudden Dante is like, nope, I'm not having this.
Mhm.
It's almost like he's trying to figure out how Devastation is playing the map, and then he completely retaliates with equal force on it.
I would say it's a slightly different thing. Dante is absolutely a dominant beast when he has that central position. That, you know, I'm sitting in the center of the map and I just hear where the other guy is spawning. I'm just going there and killing him. And so Devastation just puts on a huge show of skill. It raises Dante, then Dante gets that central position and just goes on a rampage. Just bye.
Yeah.
And at that point, you kind of like either have to get a good spawn that you spawn out of his way, or you perform really strong with the SG, for example. Like that. Like, yeah, look at that. That was really smart from Devastation. He
Yep.
waited for Dante to make his move. Now he has the BFG and SSG, and he's on the roll. But can he find Dante?
Dante's gonna slow it down here a little bit.
Yep, Dante's gonna be the smarter one of the two. Just waiting around for Devastation and waste his
That
BFG.
SG shot had to be doubled, but it worked in the end. And Devastation with 100 health and SG plus back. There it goes. Oh, that was a quick reaction from Dante.
Dante
Some-
very quickly opening up a 5 frag lead after going down by 7.
And that's some really nasty aim by Dante. Do we know what the tiebreaker is?
The tiebreaker is Saskatoon.
Oh. That's a map with a strong central play.
Yeah, I think that's going to play very well into Dante's hands, at least the way that he has been taking these first 2 maps. So it's going to be up to Dev here. He's got to basically do the same thing Dante did. He has to erase
Climb up the
his deficit. Yep, he's going to be fighting to take it back. So, but I mean, some of these shots Dante is just not missing right now. I mean, so Dev's going to have to slow it down. Maybe make use of some other weapons. I mean, if he can get that BFG.
Come on. That's a shot you have to make. That was a missed opportunity by Devastation to punish Dante a bit. But there goes a lucky spawn for Dev, so he can bounce back. There goes the one timer he needed. Like, it felt like Devastation needed to get a bit of confidence back into that one shot, one kill game.
Yeah, he's just got to be a little bit more accurate with those SSG shots because, like I said, Dante has very rarely missed it. He's making some incredible spawn frags, long distance shots. I mean, that right there, the shot he just took. That was a lot of damage for a shot like that.
Oh,
It doesn't look good though.
Yeah, Dante right now is in full control. Look at this SG. That's there goes a good SG shot from Death. But that was a nice peek. Oh my god.
Yeah, barring a miracle, it looks like we're going to Saskatoon here. Yep.
Oh yeah, that was a that just took off in an unexpected way. And Saskatoon, that's an interesting map, and we saw Ralphus punish Legion on it with some skilled patient play, plus back strategies, and utilizing not central but sort of like peripheral map control. So we'll see how that goes with these two guys.
Well, we should point out also that the winner of this match moves on and qualifies
Oh,
for
we're
the
already
final
at that stage.
bracket. We are. And let me say also that we have an update. The first player to officially qualify today is Zakin, who takes out Dastin
Nice.
in a 3-round. Very close matches. So the winner of Dev and Dante will move on to face Zakin, and Dastin gets brought down to the losers bracket. He'll have to fight his way back up. But let's go back to focusing on the game at hand.
Dante got a drop on Devastation, but couldn't make the kill shot, and oh, but it was a nice surprise drop.
I am sadly gonna have to leave you guys.
Okay, it was nice to have you.
Yeah, we appreciate you coming on. Thanks so much.
Take care of yourself, Denzoa.
You too. Have fun.
We sure will.
Goodbye.
Well, right now Devastation is playing a strategic game. More efficient plus bag. Capitalizing on whittling down your enemy's health. But, oh, okay. Now we restarted with that rocket frag.
Going from 0, but Devastation's having some great control over here on the green armor, but Saskatoon is like large in terms of width, but it's like smaller in the other dimensions, so it's a bit different from the Phyyric that we're just on. But I'm getting the feeling that Devastation is more comfortable on this map over Phyyric.
Yeah, he seems to be enjoying the strong peripheral play, like the ring shape.
Because Dante had some domination in that last map and just really controlling with the SSG, but looking caught off guard here with Devastation's movement and just gameplay.
Yeah, but we'll see, because that's how Phyyric started as well. Actually, like we're at the point where Dante just took over Phyyric.
And took over and took their revenge. Dante going into the cubbyhole thinking they can find Devastation, but Devastation just lying outside of view getting the sneak kill.
Like right, like this map actually benefits like Devastation's movement. He isn't able to. Oh, that was a nice rocket. But Devastation isn't able to kill Dante in one-shot kills. But he's able to, you know, retreat after just a partial hit. So he just prolongs the kills. It's not about the dominating one-shot, one-kill game as Phyyric was. But now Dante is kind of making it that with 2 successful, 3 successful shots. Make it 4.
Dante's really, his movement here is impressive, because I think you need to be able to, I mean, you got to have that second sight almost, where you know what your opponent's going to do and you make a successful dodge. And he's doing a really good job of doing that right now. And
we're at -2
once again,
again.
Yeah, once again we're cut into a significant Devastation lead. So it's got to be up to Dev to change his playstyle and react to the way that Dante is improving himself.
There we go. Ah, but Dante.
Some rare chain gun action there. Dev with the kamikaze rocket. Oh god,
And
just
we're tied.
brutal spawns. We're tied, yeah.
And Dante got the green armor for the extra padding. And he camps out Devastation nicely. Oh, punishing spawns for Devastation. I feel like Devastation is getting caught out right now. In the early part of the game, he was quite comfortable with running away after every shot. Right now,
Yeah.
he makes a shot and then he stays in a vulnerable position.
And I think that just goes into, or it plays into the fact that maybe this map, he doesn't have 20 years of experience to draw from.
Sure. It's
So when he finds himself in an uncomfortable position, he doesn't really know what to do next, or how to react, or where to go based on where his opponent's going to be.
yeah, but now he found out Dante.
Sure, but he's still got to make those shots, and he's making them now.
But it's basically even.
It's basically even.
This
But
is
man.
just trading frags.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a nice 180 SG kill by Dante.
Haven't seen a lot of BFG here.
Yeah.
Actually, haven't seen a lot of weapons other than the SSG between these two guys.
Oh, but there goes the fixture shot, because that was a bad miss by Dante at first.
And Dev's just content to wait for Dante to come out of where he's hiding.
Oh, sure. Like, we still have 13 minutes to go. This can be slowed down significantly. And if anything, Devastation can play the patient game.
It's funny though, I mean, Dante is moving ever so closely, or ever so closer to Dev there, without Dev even realizing it.
Oh, that was a nice peak
It's a nice
shot by
dodging,
Dante.
yeah.
Dante is showing some strong plus back game as well.
But he finds himself going back to the same spot here. So I wonder if, and he saw Dev. Let's see if Dev's gonna, no. But yeah, Dante really likes that upper area, and he spots Dev, and Dev kind of, he's able to get him, but
Ah, right into where Dante wanted him. Now. +6. +5. Dev needs some stronger.
yeah, he's really got to make those SSG shots. Dante's not giving him any ground to miss shots here.
There we go. There was a nice chain. But nice plus back from Dante.
I mean, what do you think is Dev's best option here? Do you think he continues to stretch the game out, or does he get more aggressive? Because it seems like
I would.
these last
I
few
would-
frags, he's gotten kind of aggressive.
And yeah, it's working for him. Yeah, that was a nice rocket to chip away some of Dante's health. Now, I would say go aggressive. It didn't work for him to slow it down. Oh, that was a really strong shot by Dante.
That swing shot, some next level stuff right there.
hidden technique. Oh, nice rocket.
And that's the only
Denied.
bad thing about being aggressive. If somebody has a rocket launcher, you're gonna run right into it.
There we go. A defensive rocket play by Dev. But he's... Okay, there was a nice rocket again by Dev.
Oh,
Oh
but
my
Dante, oh man, he anticipated that so well.
Nice dodging by Dev. Between those rockets, I almost wanted him to get the frag. Like, that was nice dodging. But in the end, oh, he runs into Dante's rocket again.
Some great SR50 there from Dante to make that jump over the
And
ledge.
I
And
think-
now we're two
I think it's
frags
done.
away. I think so. I mean, the story of this map is Dev just had some really, really bad luck spawns here. And
Yeah, but also, the SSG wasn't there when he needed it.
well,
It's-
so that
it
is our
just-
second player to advance part of the
And
top four.
Devastation will have to qualify. Will have to try to qualify from the loser bracket.
Indeed. And it looks like we might get
All right, so
it looks like Ralphus and Cypher should be playing in this server that we're in now.
yeah,
And so this is
So-
the little storyline behind this one is last week Ralphus and Cypher went up against each other, and obviously, you know, Cypher is a bit of a newer player. Haven't really seen him around much. And so Ralphus, of course, with all that experience, goes up against a new player, and Ralphus ends up taking the loss. So this is actually a rematch from last week, I should say. So this is going to be a really interesting.
So
Loser
this is a
bracket
story
match.
of Ralphus trying to get his revenge on Cypher, but Cypher has been improving through because he's been playing all the qualifiers, and he's like the monsters already qualified and inching closer and closer to that, you know, clinch of playing in the grand finals. So if he repeats a victory against Ralphus, he will get so much closer. And I can see that Jahar is watching the other loser bracket matchup, which is TBK and Zen on Mu. And TBK is again narrowly winning by +5 at early 40s, +6. Oh my god! So yeah, I can spoil this that TBK is on a good run to take it.
And getting started here in the lower bracket quarterfinals, I believe, is Ralphus versus Cypher on King 1.
And on King, apparently, Ralphus is just going to BFG his way through the loser bracket.
What we were seeing in that last game on King 1 with Ralphus versus Dastin is, like, Dastin have to really almost change their overall, like, playstyle for that. But yeah, but Cypher coming out here with 3 quick kills in a row, taking a 3-1 lead. Cypher not taking a bait to come up, but yeah, there we go. We got a duo kill. Great rocket by Cypher. Catch Ralphus off guard there in the middle section. Dominating spree by Cypher. It's looking like Ralphus's tricks aren't gonna work here.
Oh my god, yeah. Cypher is just...
Oh my god.
This isn't fair. What the hell?
Doom is a harsh mistress. Oh my god.
Well, it looks like BFG is the only way that Ralph's gonna get back into.
But that was brutal. Brutal.
It was a series of Ralph lemmings just coming out of the same spot.
Yeah, and he just couldn't get... He just couldn't get a spawn luck, and the difference just exploded. And at this, you're looking at like you feel kind of aggrieved and like angry. Like the gods are against me. How do I get back when everything is against me? Like the nature is mocking. No joke, once I got 11 spawns in the same place in one map in a tournament, I was very salty.
Tilted the kingdoms come. But yeah, I haven't even had an opportunity to really watch Cypher and how they've been doing kind of in the Take the Crown tournaments, but Cypher is no slouch at all. Like coming in up against these players, it's like, oh, it's the EG players I need to watch out, or Devastation, or Denzoa. And then you get Cypher just cruising on in here.
Ralph has got the Scourge on Cypher. Him. There goes the kill shot because Cypher was on low health. Cypher continues to keep the frag difference at the same number it was after the unfortunate event. So it's like Ralph is trying his best, but it's just he just keeps it at the same difference.
I mean, the downside is like us having best of one as a single match is we try to have it to 50 frags so it's fair, but in this case, definitely Cypher's got the one up on the luck.
Oh yeah, sometimes it just happens. Oh, that was nicely timed by Ralph. Like he just kept spamming until the last moment, and by that he limited Cypher's movement, but Cypher got a really good spawn. Oh, and he dodged that rocket. Oh, and Ralph has almost killed himself by his own rocket. And it's just... Ralph just can't get a break. Just... When it rains, is pours. And he just keeps getting awful luck.
I think rain isn't enough here. It's a Mount Vesuvius of bad luck.
Wow. Really nice auto aim on that rocket from Cypher.
Backstab rocket. Oh,
Another one.
he-
Okay. Some frags in a row here for Ralph.
Ralph with the American rage. Can he just at least mitigate the disaster? But Cypher keeps it at a comfortable difference. When he's in control, Cypher is just comfortable. And I've said this a lot of times. I think King as a map is a sort of like a European map. It's much more popular in Europe, and Europeans have spent more time playing it. That's not saying that someone as experienced as Ralph hasn't played hours and hours of like days of King, but overall, it's a European map. So you can have even like average Europeans coming out of the giving you a decent run on King because they know what to do on the map.
Oh, I gotta say, Ralphus' best course of action is getting another, say, 15 spawns in a row in the same spot. Getting a Cypher's kill spree.
There we go. Oh yeah. Come on. Ah, that was a like nature tried to give Ralphus a hand at 49 frags for Cypher, but an unlucky miss. That was completely unfair, but sometimes in best of one, that's just how he crumbles.
That's just doom for you. I'm
And-
thinking even
I'm not
with
saying-
the BFG kill spree there is, I don't know if you added it all up. I'm wondering if
And I'm
Ralphus
not
was
saying,
still
like,
down in that match.
Cypher definitely like he deserved it because Chan away with it, kept his lead. It was just cruel.
Yeah, Ralph couldn't get over his, or get past his kryptonite there. So let's see if we can get Devastation in here. Devastation will be playing Cypher in the losers bracket.
So we're going straight into follow-up to this. If I were Devastation, I would probably eliminate King first right now against Cypher.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to play Cypher on King 1.
Mhm.
I really wouldn't want to play Cypher anywhere right now.
And especially, I wouldn't want to play him in like a lottery or something. Russian roulette, definitely out.
Just gonna deafen Dew and Bones here for a quick second to just a reminder, everyone in chat, that we got Tastyspleentv also casting some matches. So I'll just put in the command in chat that there is more games going on, but soon enough, after we get to the through to the losers finals, we're gonna be rating Tastyspleentv and watching the last two games over there. But yeah, enjoy Devastation against Cypher.
Losers bracket. And he's playing a second Russian in a row. And both maps that Devastation lost are already out. Phyyric and Saskatoon are out. CGI and Phyyric. So Eyedea out. It's probably going to go down to one of the old school maps. Oh, Devastation banned Dweller. I wouldn't expect that. I would expect Devastation to be quite comfortable on Dweller.
Yeah, that's an odd move, but you know, I think Cypher played some Dweller games last week and did a really good job. So I don't know. Is there really a good map that Dev's gonna find an advantage on against Cypher? Not so sure. All right. I have some experience from last week doing this, so I have to announce Ralphus joining. Everybody.
Well, great to be here. So we're watching Cypher versus Devastation here. What you're gonna notice is that Cypher has a strong spawn frag game. He has a tendency to roll off 10 or 11 at a time.
I haven't noticed that.
That was quite a game. Ralph, I bet like it had to be super hard to even motivate yourself to even continue, you know, right?
Well, I was definitely trying to
that
fight back,
point-
but there was 8 straight spawns in that
It
spot.
just crushes you. It just crushes you.
And we're running sort of a weird rule set here where you have the new school, you know, you can have the weapon preference and all that, but you have the old
Yeah.
school infinite height, so I was basically just trapped.
Uh-huh.
But anyway, it's not about me. It's about Dev and Cypher.
And it's a really close game right now. And I'm not sure if I was in Dev's shoes, if I would pick Moo, which is like an SSG contest when he's at ping disadvantage.
Yeah,
But-
Cypher is definitely nothing to, you know, he's not someone to sleep on. He got me 2 weeks in a row now, so.
But I think that even if Devastation is eliminated, he's taking this as sort of a boot camp. Like he's trying to make it as hard for himself. Because he said he's just not comfortable on the... So he's possibly, you know, trying to win at the harshest circumstances he can just come up with. Oh, that should have been a kill. And he's paying for that.
Yeah, if there's one thing that Cypher is really strong at, it's getting those spawn kills. I mean, he's just quick with the rotation on the put a 0 in on you. Dab, of course, has the experience over pretty much everybody in the tournament, but
Yeah, his SSG game is not as strong as you would expect. And right now, Cypher is definitely just exploiting that. He's getting the first shot every time, and Dev is not comfortable enough to sit in a central. He's getting the frags out of defensive positions, so he's not like in the spot to make that quick kill.
Yeah, he's definitely playing back, almost in a way that's saying, come to me. But so far, it's not really playing in his favor. Especially as Cypher is up ahead. You know, he can kind of dictate the match at this point with the time limit, say, hey, you're gonna have to come
That's
to me.
probably not going to be a worry.
No, absolutely not. I mean, a Mu 2D match is, I don't think, ever gonna go 20 minutes. The onus is on Dev to make the attack.
That was nice. That was a nice aggressive move. But he couldn't get the kill with the second shot, and Cypher counters. And counters really strongly. Yep, and Cypher with the patient shots. Really patient shots. And it's looking pretty grim right now for Devastation.
And I know Devastation's going to be kicking himself if he goes out here, because that's 2, 5, 6 places going out.
Yep, just at the precipice.
I think really the story of this tournament is a lot of international representation. Not once the North American to otherwise, you know, lay
And
out
it's
the
like-
finals.
And it's like Dante and Cypher, they have been struggling, like they have been knocked out of Fire 1, 2. And now they're making a strong play, actually securing their spot in the final. Like, both of them might end up securing the grand finals.
You could tell that was so unexpected for Cypher to. I'm sorry for Dev to do that, but Cypher was confused when Dev decided to just like jump down to the BFG lift.
So now at this point, Dev's gonna have to really catch some spawn frags if he wants to get back in.
Yeah, he needs to get lucky at this point. Like if you're just trading frags,
And here you go. Here's an opportunity at it. Closes the gap from
But
15
yeah,
to 10.
then Cypher gets the far spawn and breaks the chain. And another far spawn. Like this is catastrophic for Dev. Like if Cypher just breaks Dev's spawn frag chains with just getting lucky spawns, then it's just not going to go well.
Dev is able to close it to an 8 frag gap, though. I mean,
Yep, right now
there's a possibility
Dev is,
here.
you can tell Dev is feeling more comfortable. Finally established himself on the center. It's
Might be too little, too late.
some
though.
of these quick wraparound shots are not going his way, and he's probably kicking himself for missing it every time. He would make them maybe on Odin, and he's just not at home here.
He's able to close it to 7, but
He's doing the best he
back to
can.
8.
But he's putting in the work. He's definitely like closing the gap down. It was a plus 15 at one point.
It's a critical kill here.
Another far
Closes it
spawn
to
for
5.
Cypher that just makes it so. There you go.
Just gonna wait.
I couldn't wait any longer.
Yep, that was a 3-second respawn.
Now, are we going to see Dev employ some J-Kiss tactics with the suicide? Will it even make it to
He
that?
can't
Too late
hide.
for that. Too
Hide
late
in
for
it.
that. And Cypher is in super plus back mode. Gets a lucky far spawn again. And continue as pre. Devastation is eliminated.
Well, he's pretty incredible story here. Cypher manages to take down Ralphus, and Devastation moves his way.
It's actually a double whammy by Dante and Cypher, who knocked out Death. Like, the Russians just double teamed Devastation in the winner and loser brackets.
So now Cypher's going to advance, and he is going to play. Who is he going to play? Dastin, right?
I believe he'll be playing Dastin. No, wait, I'm so sorry. The best killer defeated Dastin, so it will be the best
wow.
killer.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that's slightly unexpected. Like, I called the best killer the dark horse of the
the
tournament.
best killer, yeah.
But Dastin was a fairly high seed. I think we even placed him like second or fourth, something like that. So, wow, we're seeing a lot of seeds getting knocked out.
Not sure yet which server we'd be using for Cypher versus Best Killer, but I believe Jahar will be streaming Dante and Zach, and we'll do this losers bracket match with
Yeah, let's see.
Cypher and Best Killer.
I believe it'll be a New York server.
So we actually, at this point, we have our qualifiers for the grand finals, which is Dante, Zakan, the best killer, and Cypher.
You are correct.
Zach can put in a lot of work after the kind of that mortifying first match in qualifier number 1 against Ty, where there was a bunch of server issues. So a big story of redemption there with Zach, and still qualifying for the final bracket.
And
well, I think you with the amount of big names that we had signing up for this, Devastation, Rude, Legion, Ralphus, Zanero, it's actually the unknown people that qualify. So we get
oh yeah, this is a
Cypher.
huge upset.
Yeah.
This is the most surprising turn of events that I honestly like. Okay, Zakan was a high seed, but I thought that he might, through his constant whining, kind of crumble down. But he actually pushed through and actually like beating Dastin. That's when he showed grit. And this is a quite unexpected matchup for the qualifiers. And we will have to, like, Devastation, he will have to really go all guns blazing in the last chance he will get.
Okay, we're in a New York server, but we're just holding out. We got TBK, the best killer, here in the server, and waiting on Cypher, the opponent. And we'll get into the 6 bands, because the losers bracket, best of 1. But while we're holding out for this match, we'll do a quick countdown break, so we'll be back in just a few minutes. Oh, also with the grand finals, or the winners bracket finals about to go on too, just a reminder that that will be taking place right about now on Tastyspleentv. All right, we're back. We got Cypher and the best killer in game, so we're going on into the loser semifinals.
Particular with, you know, limited explosions would be weird. Like that map in particular wouldn't work at all. That's why basically I was like, yeah, we need infinite height because of Dweller.
And that spawn on Mu2D.
And
Yeah, I
that's
don't like it
fun.
because you can get trapped in in
Yes,
that King's.
that's the downside. Yeah, but that's the map pool. Like
Yeah,
the map pool was picked, and then I was like, okay, now we select.
TBK and Cypher are about to start in the New York server on fucking Dweller.
Yep, we're all in. They're showing up on stream.
TBK beat me here already. And Cypher beat me here last week, so both these guys have beat me here. Cypher's very good here.
Oh yeah, all like Cypher and Dante were quite comfortable on this, but I would say we've seen extremely strong play from TBK on any map that allows him to plus back. Like he's so good at plus backing, it's not even fun.
Even though TBK is up here at the beginning, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say I think Cypher gonna win back out. So.
Oh, but dude, check out the pings. You need to realize
True,
that
true.
that raw fragging power that the Russian guys had in Britain, that's kind of like not there in, I think we're in New York, and this is going to play into TBK's cards because he's a really good fragger as well, and with that,
So far, so good for him. 6-1.
yeah, he has that punishing defensive play. Like, look at that. Like, he's just waiting. Okay, he was caught out right now. That was nice play by Cypher. But so far, Cypher will have to sort of step up to TBK's strong defensive play. Okay, there we go. But he couldn't convert that. And we're just trading frags at this point. Look at the escape that TBK just pulled off. That was supposed to be a clean frag, but
Cypher's doing a great job chipping back into this game.
sure. And there we go. Oh, TBK with the track on Cypher's health. Too much patience. Oh, and again! He just knows that Cypher is low.
Cypher's ability to make comebacks is just crazy.
Although he hasn't had to make very many of them today. So far, TBK, Vinny still hasn't given up the lead, but it's definitely riding the line.
And as I was saying during the intermission, this is already like a matchup of two people who qualified for the grand finals. They're fighting for the seeding in the grand finals.
And truth be told, watching today, you have to wonder how important the seeding is even going to be. Every single player in the tournament so far.
Ooh, sure, it's
Very
just
good.
it's just
I
going
wouldn't
to
be
be
surprised
messy.
to see a 14 beat a 3, you know?
Sure, but we gotta seed it somehow.
Oh,
And
absolutely. Yeah.
yeah, and I should also mention that in the grand finals, the loser bracket will be a best of 3. So no sudden death in loser brackets. It's just going to be
And will the winner bracket function the same way? as it does now?
best of 3 in winner bracket, and the grand final will be best of 5.
Yeah, the best of 3 decisions were all about keeping the tournament to a certain length, because it's kind of, you can always come back, do another tournament and change things, but just to have it not going way too long for the players.
But yeah,
So now TBK is kind of setting some distance again between himself and Cypher. Up 7 now.
ooh, and he's really that rocket, that fadeaway rocket before he died made damage to Cypher, and he just couldn't back after he died. And it's just Cypher doesn't get a clean run of frags, and TBK just pulls off with more and more defensive frags. And I'm not saying we've seen so many insane comebacks by the Russians that I'm not calling anything by now. But yeah, Vinny, well, TBK is playing this like a really smart game. And this is why I'm surprised that more people didn't pick up Duel, because that's where you can oh my god, that's such a smart choice of not picking up any weapons and just going with the again. Because at this point, TBK doesn't need to make plays. He just needs to maintain the frag difference. This is his entire job right now. Just keep it at +7.
Really, if there were any map in this pack where he could kind of lay back and let Cypher come to him, this is it.
There we go. Now
This is
Cypher
the only
is
map
more in
we've seen
control.
with 20-minute time limit have an effect
Yeah.
in this entire tournament.
Yeah, we actually had a match where we hit the time limit when it was 49-49. I'm not kidding you.
I know, it was my match. I believe it was my match.
I think so. Maybe. Like it was really.
Me versus Disco 9 last week. So Cypher right now closing that gap.
Yeah.
Only down 4.
He got those. Central positions he needed. There's a nice dodge. Like he took map control back from TBK a little, and it definitely suits him much more right now. But now it's like things are reset. But he cut the lead in half, which is important.
There's a good patience there by Cypher.
Oh,
Yeah, he
nice
kinda
patience by
wasted all
TBK,
of
but
his rockets there.
he couldn't convert. Cypher still got the jump on him, but yeah, now he converts.
So now Cypher's controlling that upper area.
Oh, and stab.
Makes a move on it, he takes it back, he gets a spawn kill.
Oh my god, and now he's on a run. Nice spawn fragging. He really went, TBK really went aggressive into the center when he thought he could get the spawn frag. And it delivered.
He's able to bump that lead back up to 7.
Yeah, plus
right now,
4
TBK
run.
back in the driver's seat for sure.
Yeah, he got that +7 back. And he's laughing right now. Well, probably not laughing, but probably clutching his mouth as hard as he can. But definitely. Oh, there goes the counter pistol. TBK got 2, now Cypher gets 1. Haha. Aggressive teleporter dips. Yeah, Dime, people don't believe this is your stream. People are
Yeah, think it's everybody else.
Oh, backstabbed again. That SSG dagger. Like, right now we know we're not at the risk of going to 20 minutes, but TBK should slow things down a lot. Or not. Or not.
Yeah, I think he feels confident. He's in control. He's put 11 frags between them. 12
Oh my God,
frags.
look at this.
I think that he's locked.
And he just went all out. He just heard me and he just, oh, screw this guy. I'm just going to end this as soon as I can.
It's an incredible turn of events if you think about it.
Wow,
All the,
that was good. There was some nice body movement, some nice footwork. And there you go. Now he can just chip the health away, and he will eventually get the frag he needs. There you go. That was nuts. That was a
So this is
really
gonna put
nice performance.
TBK in the
Yep.
finals against the winner of the winner bracket.
Yeah,
Is that
and
correct?
they're still not even started. They're still just.
No, they're playing. So not quite.
Oh yeah,
There's
they're
gonna be the
1-1.
losers bracket final. So TBK is gonna play the loser of the winners bracket final.
Yeah, but they're at 1-1 currently, and that's. I'm not sure. They're just taking their time.
Well,
So
while
Zach
we're
and Dante 1-1.
yeah, Zach and Dante. But while we're doing that, we'll take everybody and we'll send you off to send a host to Jahar. But on the screen right now, this is not the exact ordering. But big congratulations to Dante, Zach, and the best killer in Cypher for qualifying for the final bracket. But I just want to say to everybody in chat that if you want to be here for the last qualifier, that's going to take place here next Saturday at 3 p.m. EDT. So just make sure to look out for that. And I want to thank everybody for hanging out here for the tournament games we had, and for Do, Human Bones, Ralphus, and Denzoa earlier for helping with casting. All right, I'll send you all off to Tastyspleentv right now.
Nice.
Bye, everyone.